In this quick video guide, we're going to see how we can generate meshes and also Nurbs surfaces starting from curves. So this is good if you want to do like a terrain using level curves. And we also saw in another video how you can create curves, level curves, starting from a terrain or a landscape here in Blender. And using also we used the GIS add-on to create terrains from, well, actual terrains using Google Maps and other geographic information systems. So in this video, we're going to do kind of the opposite. So we're going to create surfaces starting from the curves, not curves starting from the surfaces. And we're going to see a couple of techniques that I think they're going to be good. One is with mesh, one is with Nurbs. So these are curves that we, again, extracted from another 3D surface, a landscape here in Blender. And by the way, if you want to use that, you need to activate the landscape add-on, and then you can go here into mesh and go to landscape. And this one here is in particular is lakes, the lakes. There you go. So not this one here, but the other one. So let's go back here in the presets, lakes 2. There you go. So this was the original surface. Now let's say that I don't have this. I need to create it using the curves. Now I've made here an example, and I will show you in another part here how you can create something like this. So the first thing you want to do is create a polygon somewhere, so a starting face, and you can do it anywhere. So I'm just gonna go here to add and go to mesh and create plane. Now this is gonna be way big, so bigger than I need, so I'm gonna decrease the size. And if you're having troubles with these simple operations, you may want to have a look to the Blender video course. So I switch to edit mode now, and I can click, and I want to snap this to the objects of the curves. So I'm gonna snap to the vertices. So you can see now it's snapping to the vertices, and all I need to do is start with the first one. So I take all these vertices and I make them snap. Now you can be really accurate with this. You can be less precise depending on how fast you want to go. So I'm just going to show you really precise. And so I created the first patch, the first polygon, the first mesh. Now I need to create all the others and then close everything up. So to do that, you have like a couple of ways. One that it's a little bit slower. So if you take this edge, you can extrude it like this, and you can see it's also snapping. And when it snaps, you're gonna stop, and then you're gonna move back to the points, select the points, and place the points into the exact position. Make them snap like that. And then you continue. Now, the other way is using the poly build. I think it's a faster way and easier. So if you use poly build tool, you can click on the edge, click and drag, and it's going to extrude it. Now, don't go too far because you can see there is a segment there. And then if you click on the points, you can move the points and snap them. And again, take another one, move it forward, and again, snap it. Now, this is used also for retopologize or retopolization. It's a really complex term. And basically, it's recreating a simpler surface out of a more complex one. So it's used for characters and for video games. And you can continue, as you can see. This is just an example here. Okay, so you can see now I just close these. But the important thing now is that these two needs to be the same one, and then they actually need to be like sewed. So I'm just going to show you. So you have a seam here you need to get rid of. So let's go back to object mode. First thing, we want to take this one, and join them together. So Control J or right click and join. Now I cannot see it because they are already joined, but if I go back, Control Z, you can see it now. We have Control J, and now they are all the same mesh. You can see it's a mesh from here. It's a polygonal object. Now you also want to smooth it if you want a nice surface. So right click and do the shade auto smooth or shade smooth. There you go. And now I cannot see the points anymore, but I think there is, there you go, that point right there. Let's take the move tool. You can see this is not actually connected. So to connect these, we have again a couple of options. So right click, you don't need to like move all the points. I'm just showing you these to make it more evident. So I can do merge vertices. So right click, merge vertices or M, and you can do it at center or by distance. So if you do by distance, you want to make sure that you have enough distance to bring them together. Otherwise, another one is to select the first, select the second, right click and do merge vertices at first, or in this case at last. And then of course you need to reposition this, but you don't need to do that. So once you finish to create all your patches, you can take all the points and then use the merge vertices by distance. So make sure it's the correct distance, that's all. And that's it. This is one method. So you just need to continue here and creating all the other parts and then like join everything together, merge everything together. I can also continue from here with polybill. I can like take this edge, continue from here, snap there, and continue all these. Go here, make everything snap, and then at the end, merge vertices. Okay, now let me save this file, and I'm going to show you the second technique or the second method that you can use. Now there are also other techniques, of course, and perhaps you can give suggestions. There are also add-ons that you can use. One, it's actually called curves to meshes or curve to mesh. But this, these are just examples. And this one here is the same technique that you just saw, but in here I've also added another modifier here, subdivision modifier, to make it smooth. So that's another way you can smooth out your final surface. You go here to modifier and add you can add the subdivision surface. You can add also the multi-resolution, and you can subdivide like this, or simple subdivide. So if you want to maintain the shape, you can subdivide like with simple subdivide. So you're going to have like more faces, and that's going to appear way smoother when you convert it into a smooth object. But that's the same exact thing. So here I just created the curves instead of getting them from an existing landscape. And to do this, we can go to add curve, and you can use any curve that you like. You can use a path. You can use whatever you want. So now this is really small. So to quickly go there, I will press the dot in the numpad, or you can use view frame selected, and then I'm going to move back to edit mode. You can see that this has like some points. So this is the curve right there. Now you can use a curve. You can also convert this. So if I go to the, let me see here, set spline type, I can convert this to Nurbs, or I can convert this to the poly, which is going to be like straight. It doesn't have a curve. Now let me delete again everything, and I'm going to show you the other technique. For that, we're going to use directly here the add, and we're not going to use curve, but directly the surface, because these are tools that will help you generate Nurbs surfaces. Now, of course, if you want to do this, probably the best software is Rhino, but you can do something in Blender. So in this case, we're going to use Nurbs curve. And if you get closer, again, you can see that this is just a segment. So if you want more, you need to go here and go to edit mode. And now we have these control vertices. Now to extend this, we need to press the E key in order to extrude. And you may want to be in top view to work better. So be here in the top view. And also another suggestion would be to bring in some image from the outside, some reference image that you can trace. So here I'm just going on with my fantasy. I'm just extruding using the E key many times, or you can right click and you can do extrude, curve, and move. And when you're ready, when you have your curve, let me just push this here. So when you're ready, you can see the curve, it's all flat on that because we worked here on the top view. Otherwise, another thing you can do is when you press E, then you press X, or you press epsilon, so you constrain this to be on that axis. Okay, when you're finished, let's go back to object mode, and that's your curve right there. Now to create the surface, we need more curves. So what I'm gonna do is Control C, Control V, and I'm gonna copy and paste this into another position and then continue. So let's do again, Control V, and let's paste this even higher. So you need to create like different curves, and you can continue with this forever. So that's probably faster than the previous method, but it's still a bit perhaps more complex because we're working with Nurbs. Now, what I want to do is access these curves, and I want to change them a little bit, like changing the position of these points to have like different curves. So I don't have the same curve over and over. So I'm just going to do like quick transformation of this. Okay. And now let's change this other one. Let's go to the first one here. Just gonna push this really far. Okay. Now, when you finish to position your points according to your image, if you have a reference image of level curves, we need to join them together again. So let's select all of those, holding Shift, Control J, or again, right click and join. And now that they're joined, we're gonna go back inside to edit mode, and we need to select all the vertices. So we can go to select all, and now we can press the F key, and that's gonna generate a surface. So you can now modify that surface by changing the position of these points. So it's a complex Nurbs surface generated out of this grid, which is based on those points that you created. And that's it. So these are the two main techniques that I know at the moment, but you can suggest other techniques and other. There are also again add-ons. And if you're interested in these video guys, please subscribe because we're gonna update and we're gonna check also other tools that will be introduced forward in the years. And if you want to support us, if you want to thank us, please join the channel as a supporter and check our other video courses, video guides on other 3D software like 3ds Max, Maya, Cinema 4D, Rhino, and so on. So thanks for watching and see you in the next